So in our ninth meeting, this was actually shortly before we were set to have our event. I, as the art director of the project, and one of my fellow group members, we went up to the venue together to completely set everything up and make sure everything was picture perfect for the big day. So the way that we decided to set up the venue is that we didn't want any tables in the middle of the venue floor. It was a pretty decently sized room. Um, we the way I designed the seats to be set up was in kind of like in an amphitheater. So all of the seats were in a little semicircle around the speaker's podium, which I thought was the best arrangement because it would allow everybody to clearly hear the speaker. However, once we did set up the seats, we found out that there were some spacing problems, and so we just set up the seats in rows in front of the speaker's podium instead of having to curve them as kind of like a semicircle, basically. So we did set up two tables in the back wall of the room. One of them was designed for the members and representatives of the Democratic Party, and one of them was designed for members and the representatives of the Republican Party, if they had any additional pamphlets or if they had any guests that they brought with them that wanted to hand out additional supplementary materials or talk individually with anyone attending the meeting. However, again, we stressed the importance of that this is only for voting education and education about the Electoral College and the history of voting in America. And while you can give a background of the values of your party, Democratic and Republican, you can't talk about any modern events or presidents and make this a political debate as to whose policies are better. It's just supposed to be an informative session so that students and young adults can make their own decisions about what party they feel supports their values. And again, we were really stressing the importance of the fact that neither the speakers nor the representatives, nobody could be pushing their opinion onto the students because it was completely non-political event. So other than that, we had actually gotten in the little additional decorations that we wanted, and I had also went out and printed out two big posters with our logos in the middle of each of them, and then we put one on one side of the podium and one on the other side, and we hung up some patriotic banners and some some flags. And overall, I thought that the display was very bright and very energetic, and I thought that the venue looked very professional. So I was personally extremely excited for the event itself, and I was also very proud of the work that we had all done and put together in not only designing all of the elements, which I did, but also gaining attendance, establishing and following on social media, being able to connect with all of these speakers, being able to finally secure the venue. And overall, I was just really proud of the group and the work that we'd done, and I thought that we had put together a really influential project that had the possibility and hopefully would be extremely successful and educate a lot of our peers about the importance of voting.